The Hells Angels are a global phenomenon, with chapters in many countries around the world. And among these chapters, the German Hells Angels are one of the most prominent and influential. Despite being labeled an outlaw motorcycle gang by law enforcement agencies, the Hells Angels in Germany have continued to operate and expand, with numerous chapters in cities across the country. But the influence of the German Hells Angels extends far beyond the country's borders. In fact, the German chapter has played a key role in shaping the international image and operations of the Hells Angels. From their involvement in international drug trafficking operations to their clashes with rival gangs in countries like the Netherlands and Sweden, the German chapter has had a significant impact on the global operations of the Hells Angels. In the city of Hamburg in northern Germany, the streets are buzzing with the news of a deadly shooting incident that occurred just last Saturday. The victim, a member of the infamous Hells Angels, Danny A., who was allegedly shot by his friend, Harry F., in the Langenhorn district of the city. The Hells Angels Motorcycle Club has a strict code of conduct when it comes to retaliation, which is governed by principles of pride and honor among members. Retaliation is often viewed as a necessary response to any perceived disrespect or attack on the club or its members. In general, the Hells Angels Code dictates that any perceived insult or injury to a member of the club must be avenged. This includes attacks on the club's reputation or territory, as well as physical violence against a member. When a member is attacked or insulted, the club will often respond with a proportional show of force, which may involve physical violence or other forms of intimidation. The shocking incident took place in front of Danny's son, and to make matters worse, Harry F. shot himself after committing the heinous crime. The news of the shooting has sent shockwaves through the Hells Angels community, which is mourning the loss of one of its longest-standing members. Despite the violent nature of the incident, there is no indication of retaliation from the Hells Angels, as the conflict was a personal one. In the past, the city has witnessed retaliatory attacks between rival gangs, particularly between the Hells Angels and Mongols in Hamburg. However, in this case, it is reported that the priority for the Hells Angels now is preparing for the funeral of their fallen member, which is expected to take place in Hamburg. Hundreds of bikers from all over Germany are expected to attend the funeral, particularly since the motorcycle season is starting. But what led to the death of these two Angels members? Was it a fight over drugs or ambitions for power? The dispute between Danny and Harry reportedly began when Harry, a former convict, invested 9,000 euros of Danny's money in Bitcoin while he was in jail for murder. His investment paid off, as it should be worth around 23,000 euros. After his release, Danny then demanded 60,000 euros from Harry, but Harry was unable to pay this amount. Danny reportedly started stalking and harassing him. The shooting incident occurred on a Saturday evening when Harry, in a state of desperation, shot Danny and then himself. This case has now become a homicide investigation, with Harry's fiancée claiming that he acted out of desperation to protect his family from Danny. Although there is no suggestion of gang retaliation in this case, in the past, there have been several incidents of violent retaliation between rival motorcycle gangs in Hamburg. In 2016, Mongols MC member Arash R and his girlfriend were shot in their apartment in Hamburg in what was believed to be a retaliation attack by the Hells Angels. 2 years later, in June 2018, Darius F was shot while driving his Bentley near the Millantor Stadium in Hamburg. He survived the attack but sustained serious injuries. The police investigation into the shooting led to the arrest and conviction of Arash R for attempted murder. In March 2021, he was sentenced to life imprisonment for the shooting. According to prosecutors, Arash R was desperate for revenge after being expelled from the Mongols motorcycle club, and he believed that Darius F was responsible for his expulsion. The incident highlights the ongoing conflict between rival outlaw motorcycle clubs and the lengths to which some members are willing to go to protect their reputation and retaliate against even perceived slights. The Hells Angels and the Mongols have a long-standing rivalry, and violent clashes between the two groups have occurred in several countries around the world. The city of Hamburg mourns the loss of Danny A, and the Hells Angels community is in shock. As the investigation continues, we can only hope that justice will be served for the victim, his family, and the Hells Angels community.